5 minutes for an opening statement. And I do welcome all of you to this hearing, which is titled, very appropriately, Fueling the 21st Century Wireless Economy. Thank you to our witnesses for, first of all, submitting that testimony in a timely manner, and secondly, for taking your time to be here with us today. We do appreciate having your expertise. It is often said that spectrum is the lifeblood of wireless connectivity, and wireless demand continues to surge at an incredible rate. As a result, it is imperative that the subcommittee continue working to unleash spectrum for commercial purposes. The subcommittee held multiple hearings on this issue during the 114th Congress and noted that wireless subscribers' data will grow by 400% by 2019. The subcommittee must demand that the FCC and NTIA work quickly to identify bands which can be reallocated and cleared for commercial use as we push to develop 5G networks, which are expected to be commercialized by 2020. A two-sided solution is necessary to address the spectrum crunch. First, we should push for continued deployment of spectrum. Second, the development of technologies which enhance spectral efficiency is vital. The NTIA will play an important role in this endeavor as it sets new clearing targets and evaluates how efficiently government agencies use their spectrum. Federal entities should not be permitted to squat on this valuable resource without providing sufficient information detailing how they plan to use it. The societal and financial value of spectrum is simply too great for it not to be maximized. The FCC's National Broadband Plan of 2010 identified 547 megahertz of spectrum suitable for mobile broadband to be unleashed over a 10-year period, and we recently completed 2 successful spectrum auctions. The AWS-3 auction generated $44 billion in revenue and cleared 65 megahertz of spectrum, while the broadcast incentive auction raised $19.8 billion and cleared 70 megahertz of spectrum for exclusive licensed use. These auctions were successful. However, it is important that as a general rule, we not impose restrictions on who can bid on spectrum. Congressman Latta and I wrote to the FCC in June 2015 about that issue and expressed concern that, and I'm quoting, restricting free and open access to spectrum creates barriers to capital investment, innovation, deployment, and puts the government in the position of picking winners and losers, end quote. The free market is the most effective vehicle for continued spectrum development. Well-intentioned auction rules can artificially depreciate the value of spectrum. We should advance bipartisan legislation, such as the Guthrie-Matsui Federal Spectrum Incentive Act, which provide incentives for the reallocation of government-held spectrum for commercial purposes. Also, Congressman Kinzinger's H.R. 1814 encourages spectrum licenses to make unused and underused spectrum available for use by rural and smaller carriers in order to expand wireless coverage, and is certainly worthy of further examination. The subcommittee will also discuss the Senate's Mobile Now legislation, which addresses deployment challenges related to spectrum and infrastructure. The 5G revolution is upon us, and America must not fall behind. Deploying and promoting efficient use of spectrum is the two-sided solution we must adopt as wireless communications networks expand and the Internet of Things is growing into the Internet of Everything. We look forward to hearing our witnesses today, and I will yield the balance of my time to any member who is seeking it.